Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has advised the Comptroller and Auditor General of India to act responsibly as opposed to making headlines and creating sensationalism. He was addressing the annual conference of the Comptroller and Auditor Generals and said that the CAG should avoid his report from becoming exposés. This is what the Finance Minister had to say.
He must be conscious of the fact that he is reviewing a decision which has already been taken. Have the fair procedures been followed? He doesn't have to sensationalize. He doesn't have to get into the headlines. He has to scrutinize thoroughly the decision-making process.
My colleague Ashish Maharshi now joins me live from the national capital. Ashish, Arun Jaitley has come out with very strong words against the CAG, words that we've heard previous governments use against the Comptroller and Auditor General as well. What is the kind of response that is coming in from the CAG at this point in time? What are your sources telling you?
Well, Rishika, we have to accept one. CAG is a constitutional body, and in fact the government should not use such advices to the constitutional. As far as sensationalization or coming.
All right, we're just going to try and re-establish that audio link with Ashish Maharshi. Ashar Ahmad Khan is also joining us live from the national capital. Ashar, what do you make of this advice and counsel that has been given to the Comptroller and Auditor General by Arun Jaitley? Comes very close on the heel of what several Congress leaders have said in the past as well.
Well, yes, this is something which the UPA government was saying, that the job of the CAG is just to audit the accounts, not to make sensationalize issues, and rather concentrate on basically audit issues.
Right.
It was the BJP, which is in the opposition, used to criticize the then UPA government, and now we are seeing that the same kind of noises are being made by the ministers of the NDA government.
Well, absolutely. Same kind of noises being made by the ministers of the NDA government comes close on the heels of what several senior Congress leaders have also said in the past about the Comptroller and Auditor General. Clearly, all political voices concurring to restrict the role of the Comptroller and Auditor General to financial impropriety rather than putting out astronomical figures which make sensational headlines. All right, let's listen in to what the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had to say.
He must be conscious of the fact that he is reviewing a decision which has already been taken. Have the fair procedures been followed? He doesn't have to sensationalize. He doesn't have to get into the headlines. He has to scrutinize thoroughly the decision-making process.
All right, let's go right back to Ashar Ahmad Khan, who's still live with us. Ashar, it is very ironical that Arun Jaitley has come out and made these statements, given the fact that while the BJP in fact sat in opposition, they sort of hailed to the same CAG.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we saw that during the UPA time, the ministers were categorically stating that policy is within the purview of the government. What the CAG is supposed to do is just to audit and look at financial irregularities which have taken place. And instead of concentrating or commenting about the policy which is being followed by the government of the day, because they were saying that policy is the prerogative of Parliament, of the government. And if it is of the government is majority in Parliament, it will get it through Parliament. So clearly, the CAG does not have a right to comment on that. And now, the similar kind of voices being raised within the new NDA government.
Absolutely. The UPA and NDA concurring in the same voice. Ashish Maharshi is back with us from the national capital. Ashish, all political voices concurring to restrict the role of the Comptroller and Auditor General only to, auditing financial impropriety. But that is pretty much what the role is. And if that makes headlines, what can the CAG do about it?
Nothing much, in fact, Rishika. This is a constitutional body. This is the job that has been, ascertained to them, that has been given to them by the Parliament. And once the constitutional body reports If you remember, the coal scam, the 2G scam, the CWG scam, all were reported once the CAG filed their report with the Parliament.
Right.
So it is very surprising if the Finance Minister says that, the report should not sensationalize or it should not hit the headlines. What can the CAG do? Because if any government which is in power at that point of time is found to be, adopting corrupt practices as far as policy decision making goes or favoring a few, then it is the CAG is duty bound to report, and it is upon the Parliament to act on the reports of the CAG.